You ever get stuck in your own thoughts? Like really stuck, looping over the same self-doubt, overthinking every move, playing out conversations that never happen? Yeah, we all do it. But the truth is, staying trapped in your head can quietly destroy your confidence, your clarity, and honestly, your peace. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually felt present? Like truly here, not lost in a spiral of what ifs or I should have done this differently. That's the real battle. Not the outside world, but the one happening between your ears. See, here's what no one tells you. You can have talent, goals, even a plan. But if your mind is constantly second-guessing itself, you're running with the brakes on. You're not failing because you don't have what it takes. You're stuck because you're overthinking the climb so much you never start it. So today, we're going to change that. Let's talk about how to stop living inside your own head, not by pretending everything's fine or faking confidence, but by actually shifting the way you see your thoughts, your focus, and your power. Because once you start managing your mindset instead of being managed by it, everything changes. Here's the first thing that helps. Don't fight the noise. Learn to notice it. It sounds simple, but most people try to outrun their thoughts. They distract, scroll, overwork, avoid. But your mind isn't a bully trying to break you. It's a tool that needs direction. You don't need to silence every anxious or self-critical thought. You just need to stop letting them be the boss. You know how we get stuck replaying past mistakes or stressing over what might happen. That's your brain doing what it's built to do: predict, protect, plan. But when it gets overactive and has no real guidance, it becomes chaos. The key is stepping back and watching the thoughts, like a movie playing in your head. When you realize, oh, I'm spiraling right now, you take back the wheel. And here's the kicker. You don't need to feel ready to do this. You just need to notice. That awareness alone is power. The second step, get physical. Seriously. You can't think your way out of being stuck in your head. You need to move your way out. That means walks. That means getting outside. That means doing push-ups even if they suck. That means changing your state, because your thoughts follow your body's lead way more than you realize. You ever notice how after a workout or even a cold shower, the things that felt overwhelming just shrink? That's not a fluke. That's biology working in your favor. The body helps regulate the mind. So when you're stuck in a loop, don't try to think positive. Go do something. Change the channel physically, and your mental station will follow. Next, get your focus out of me mode. This one's huge. Most of the mental clutter we deal with isn't just overthinking. It's overselfing. We think about how we look, how we sound, how we're being judged, what people might say. And that internal mirror becomes a prison. The fastest way out? Stop focusing on yourself. Focus on something outside of you. Help someone else. Make something. Learn something new. Give your attention to anything that isn't you, and you'll feel the mental fog start to lift. Why? Because purpose is a louder voice than anxiety. It pulls you out of your head and into the real world, where your actions start to matter again. Finally, one of the biggest shifts: don't aim for a perfect mindset. Aim for a real one. Let's be honest, your brain will still have off days. You'll still feel doubt. That's human. What matters is what you do with those feelings. Stop waiting for clarity before you move. Most of the time, clarity shows up after the action. If you want to feel confident, start by doing brave things even when you don't feel ready. You'll build confidence by proving to yourself that you can show up in the middle of the mess. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes because of it. See, one of the biggest lies we buy into is that we need to feel ready to change, to try, to speak up, to start something. But let's be real. If we always waited to feel confident, most of us wouldn't even leave our bed. That hesitation, that fear, that little voice that says, "What if you fail?" It doesn't go away before you act. It quietly dies after you do. So here's the truth. The only way out of your head is through it. Through the messy, awkward, shaky first steps. Through the silence, the doubts, the overthinking. You walk straight through it, one small move at a time. And that's where the next key comes in. Make micro decisions, not giant ones. When your head is cluttered, everything feels too big. I need to fix my life. I have to stop being like this. I need to be more focused, more confident, more productive, more everything. It's overwhelming. And when things feel too big, we freeze. We avoid. We go back to scrolling and dreaming and waiting. So don't ask yourself to flip your life today. Ask yourself, what's the next right move? Not the perfect one. Not the one that'll fix everything. Just the next right one. Drink a glass of water. Send that one email. Take a 5-minute walk. Say what you're really thinking in that meeting. Tiny shifts break mental loops. And here's the best part. Once you make a few small decisions, your brain starts to trust you again. That's what self-belief actually is. It's not hype. It's evidence. You show up for yourself in small ways, over and over. And one day you wake up and realize you're not stuck in your own head anymore. Stop feeding the pressure to be on all the time. Another reason we spiral mentally, we think we always have to be on it. Grinding, performing, looking successful, always having the answer, always being fine. That mindset is poison. It turns your thoughts into a 24/7 self-surveillance system. It makes rest feel like laziness and mistakes feel like failure. But guess what? You're not a machine. You're not supposed to feel confident or motivated all the time. That's not weakness. That's the rhythm of being human. So let's be real. Your brain isn't broken because it has doubts. That's what a functioning, intelligent brain does. It questions things. It overanalyzes sometimes. It wants certainty. But the freedom comes when you stop judging yourself for having those thoughts. The second you say, "Oh, this is just me being human," that shame starts to lose its grip. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to not know. You're allowed to be a work in progress without tearing yourself apart for it. Bring in some quiet. No, seriously, you need it. Most people don't realize how much noise they live in. Notifications, voices, opinions, scrolling, advice, judgment. It never ends. And when there's that much input, your own voice gets drowned out. So if you're stuck in your head, try giving yourself less to react to. Turn the phone off for 30 minutes. Go for a walk without music. Sit with a journal and just brain dump everything you're feeling. Silence feels awkward at first, especially when your mind is noisy. But inside that stillness is where clarity lives. That's where you start hearing what actually matters. Your thoughts, unfiltered. And over time, the chaos in your mind starts to soften. Not because the world got easier, but because you finally gave yourself room to breathe. Let go of the need to control everything. This one hits deep. Because a lot of overthinking comes from fear. Fear of making the wrong move, of being judged, of failing, of not being good enough. So we try to control every outcome. But life doesn't work like that. And all that control, it's an illusion. It's a cage we build with good intentions, but it traps us just the same. You won't get out of your head by trying to control life. You'll get out by trusting yourself to handle whatever it throws at you, even the messy parts, even the hard moments, even the things that didn't go the way you hoped. Because when you know you can face anything, you stop obsessing over everything. Here's the real takeaway. Your mind is powerful, but you are more powerful. You're not the thoughts that scare you. You're not the doubts that loop on repeat. You're not broken for feeling overwhelmed. You're human. You're learning. And more than anything, you're capable of rewiring how you see yourself. You don't have to live trapped in your own mind. You don't have to play small because your inner voice whispers fear. You can rise slowly, grittily, imperfectly, but powerfully. So what now? Make the next small move. That's it, not the perfect one, just the real one. Because you don't get clarity and freedom and peace by waiting for them to show up. You earn them by showing up even when it's hard, by noticing the noise but choosing your direction anyway. Just step into your real life.